I was very scared that they would like chase me there.
I'm just glad my daughter's here and she's fine and she's alive. You know, it could have been a lot worse.
New alarming video shows two dogs attack a little girl as she cowers on her front porch with a broomstick in hand to protect herself. That young girl understandably shaken tonight.
Investigators in Auburn also just released this startling footage tonight showing the dogs charging at a police officer, forcing that officer to open fire. KOMO's Joel Marino live tonight in Auburn, where he spoke to the girl and her dad about what led up to this horrifying ordeal. Joel?
Yeah, Preston and Mary, these dogs live right next door to this 11-year-old girl. She says that they were barking at her when she came home from school last week. Then they got loose by climbing through a hole in the fence. Mariana McCraigie never imagined she'd be fending off her neighbor's two dogs, but this footage shows the American bullies lunging at her on her own front porch.
I seen a broom, so I will try to fight them off with the broom, and then they bit on.
Mariana's dad says normally someone is home, but school let out early, so his 11-year-old daughter was by herself. He says the dogs like to bark, but he's never had a problem with them or their owners before.
It was just a major accident. You know, maybe they should have double-checked the fence, you know, before they left the dogs unattended in the backyard.
Auburn police arrived after the attack was called in. One officer had barely gotten out of his patrol car when the two loose dogs made a wild run at him. We stopped the body camera footage before the officer opened fire. The wounded dog was later euthanized. The other dog was returned to its owner.
This is the first time they ever done something like this. Or the first time they ever got out the gate. They've never posed a problem. They're always around kids.
Mariana ended up with a bite wound on her arm. She says the whole experience was scary and isn't sure what to think about the surviving dog still being next door.
It's fine. I just don't really want that to happen again.
Developing tonight, police say a mother of 3 young children was shot and killed inside her Tacoma apartment. A neighbor called police to do a welfare check this morning after the woman's children told the neighbor their mother was dead inside. KOMO's Tammy Mutaz is live in Tacoma. What have you learned from detectives, Tammy?
Yeah, Mary, first of all, neighbors say this is just awful that these 3 children had to witness something like this, and this community is completely shaken up. Right now, Tacoma police are telling us that those 3 young children were inside the apartment when their mother was shot, and no one knows who did it or why. Right now, you see the medical examiner has arrived on scene, and police continue to investigate. Now, Tacoma police say just before 10 this morning, 3 frantic young children, ages 2, 3, and 5, were standing on a balcony and told their neighbor their mom was dead inside their apartment. That neighbor called the police for a welfare check. When investigators arrived, they found the 24-year-old woman dead. Police say it looked like she had been shot and the killer was nowhere to be found. Investigators aren't sure how long the mom had been dead for. Luckily, none of the children had been physically hurt. Police say the children are now in protective custody. We talked to a neighbor who heard a young child crying to another neighbor for help. Take a listen.
I heard a young boy screaming, "My mommy got shot, my mommy got shot," and there was already another woman helping him. He was so distraught and just, it was awful.
Today marks 42 years since the eruption of Mount Saint Helens. We talked about this image that was tweeted out by the National Weather Service. So this shows the visible and infrared views from space, and high-level winds from that day carried that ash cloud to the Montana border within 6 hours. I wanted to show you this. This was also sent out by the National Weather Service this morning. They're saying that if Mount Saint Helens had erupted today, the ash would have traveled east-northeastward even faster than it did 42 years ago. So winds today between 14,000 and 20,000 feet are roughly 3 times stronger than this date back in 1980. And we're seeing some of those strong winds here in western Washington.
Hey, everybody, I'm Eric Johnson from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and all of western Washington. And don't forget to click the subscribe button below